Hi everyone, it's Therapy Tip Thursday again, and as you've noticed, maybe you noticed, I'm wearing my HABS t-shirt again. There may or may not be a game tonight. I'm actually recording this video 2 days before, so there is a game tonight, so this could be sink or swim for the Habs. It's a little bit stressful, trying to stay calm and be positive, so you never know. Next time around we might still be talking about the series and the Canadians going on, and if not, I might be enjoying a glass of wine tonight, drowning my sorrows, so we'll see. But I digress. Today we're going to talk about hands, and specifically I had a question from Andrea in Calgary, one of my students, to talk about arthritis in the hands. And that's as far as she took it with the question. She didn't really go into any more detail about that. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a sense of what we're dealing with arthritis. And even if you don't have arthritis in the hands or anywhere else, this video will still have some meaning to you in terms of keeping the joints and the muscles of your hands strong and healthy. So these little puppies, right, our hands, they're a lot more complex than maybe we realize. There's quite a few bones in the hands, and depending on the person, I've heard that I've learned right over the years that it could vary a little bit in terms of how many bones we actually have. But we'll just say 29 for the sake of argument. So 29 bones in the hands, including the wrists. There are 8 bones in the wrists and joints in the wrists as a side to just all the joints in the hands as well. So we're dealing with a lot of moving parts, and specifically when we think about the more complex joints, I like to think about these guys, right? Our thumbs and our thumb joints. So we know that our thumbs are opposable, we can move them in all these crazy ways, but this also means that those particular joints, the joints at the base of the thumb, are more susceptible to arthritis because of how mobile they are. So very useful, very helpful when we want to flag a cab or just give someone the thumbs up, but also can take a beating and be overused quite a bit. So how do we care for all of these joints, and how do we care for the muscles specifically in the hands as well? Because if we have strong muscles, mobile muscles, or I shouldn't say mobile, but flexible and strong muscles in our hands and our wrists and our forearms, our joints will be that much happier as well. So what's the best approach to take? Well, I always think about undoing what we normally do in a given day. So a lot of us work at the computer, right? Or maybe less so nowadays, but some of us still handwrite with a pen. Some of us still, often have our hands closed, whether we're driving or cooking or eating. So our hands are often in more in this position, right? Closed up, if you will, this way. So the more that we can undo that or reverse that, the better off we'll be. So one of my favorite positions is the downward dog hand position. So we're taking all of the joints, we're taking all of the fingers, and we are spreading them out, fanning the hands, if you will, opening up the palms, and really abducting, where the thumb is concerned, our thumb away from the rest of the hand. Okay, so you end up with something like this. Now, excuse my palm on this hand. I have a nifty little band-aid on my hand from a nice blister that I got from weeding, of all things, in my garden. But what a day to do hand exercises. But I do have a little bit of a boo-boo, but still, covered up. I still have to make sure that, even if it might be a little uncomfortable, that I still have to do my downward dog hands. So that's the first one that I would do. You don't need to weight bear, you don't need to do the whole pose. Work to stretch out your hands. If you have a table or desk in front of you, do it on the table. Then from there, I like to see and get my clients to see if they can move all the joints independently in their hands, which is quite tricky, okay? And it's kind of like a party exercise, or a party trick that you can do once you learn it, okay? So if we think that just for the thumb, we should be able to pull the thumb in, there's this finger trying to help out, pull it out, rotate it in both directions, Take it back from the hand this way and down. So there's flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, rotation in both directions, Pulling it across the hand. And then there's meeting all the other fingers as well with the tip of the thumb and various parts of the thumb. So the thumb can do a lot of different things. It can move in a lot of various different ways. So practice those movements, okay? Backwards, forwards, doesn't need to be perfect yet, or ever really. You're just trying to gain mobility and maintain mobility in that thumb joint. Same thing with the fingers, right? Can you start to bend in the various joints of each finger independently? The one that I showed before about touching is a great one. Also trying to touch down to the palm. Apparently I need some work on this too, right? Down into the palm, like so. Yeah, some of them will go together, and that's cool. Make sure you do all the fingers on the other hand as well, so mimic all the same actions. And yeah, and try to reverse this kind of closed hand action as much as you can. Another thing I like to do is called the piano player, where we try to lift, if your hands are on a table anyways, lift independently, one finger at a time. I have a little problem with this too apparently, but do as I say, not as I do. But yeah, just try to move all your fingers one at a time independently up and away, okay? So various exercises like that. Even a basic namaste, where we press our palms together this way at chest height. If you're doing some breath work at the end of the class, is an opportunity to get into this more of a down dog, if I will, fan hand position. So pressing the different parts of the hands together, from the palms to the base of the fingers, if you will, to the back of each of the fingertips and the thumbs, right? And then from the side, noticing how I spread them out, spread my hands out and my fingers out, okay? So it's all about trying to do this, these number of exercises every day, even twice a day if you can. They don't take a lot of time. And don't be too formal about it. Just think, I want to reverse the normal tendency, do something novel or new with my hands and my hand motions. And downward dog is a great place to start. Namaste is a great one to include as well. And don't worry about weight bearing. Just do mobility and flexibility work with your joints and have fun with it. Okay, so thanks a lot everyone. I appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions for me, you can have a look-see down in the comments and write something down there, or you can follow me on Facebook, Kim McNeil Yoga, and post a request there. And otherwise, get in touch with me through my newsletter community, kimmcneilyoga.ca/connect/newsletter. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Hope you found this helpful, and go Habs!